Former heroin addict who lives in Kansas City now is inspiring thousands of people with his book, One by One, a memoir of love and loss in the shadows of the opioid America. We have author Nicholas Bush, who is with us today, and thanks so much for coming. So you're on a book tour really telling your story. How does it start? You became an addict. How does that begin?
Right, well, in telling my story, I really wanted to show the public how somebody becomes an IV heroin addict. You know, I never thought I would end up that way, or my brother and sister also ending up that way. And more importantly, I want to share with the public how somebody comes out of that lifestyle and is able to live a totally normal life and just be a normal, happy person.
So you're a normal, happy person now. So tell us about how you came out of it then. That's the most important story that you want to convey. So how did you come out of it?
Right, well, you know, I really want to take a moment and convey just the sheer hopelessness that addicts have to deal with day in and day out. You know, we're really boxed in by this addiction that we have. Mine was IV heroin, and I did lose my sister to an overdose death. And it was when I was at my lowest point, you know, homeless and strung out on drugs, that she came to me one night in a vision and told me to love Christ. Now, I was not raised religious or anything like that. I didn't know the first thing about it. But it's taking steps in that direction that's honestly what allowed me to be here today talking with you.
So you lost your sister and your brother.
Yes, that's correct.
And that double whammy really shifted your whole demeanor, didn't it? I mean, is that what really kind of pushed you over?
Well, losing Allison was so unexpected. It took everybody by such a huge surprise. You know, we were just devastated. It devastated my whole family. And honestly, though, that's what sparked me on the path to recovery, to taking that seriously. And what I found was incredible, absolutely amazing. I talk about in my book what walking the recovery journey is like. And, you know, my story happens to be one of a Christian perspective. But in losing my brother, Austin, that really put what I'm talking to you about, that road to recovery, to the test.
Yeah.
And that was a real gut check for me. And I'm grateful to be able to say that I came out the other side all the better, believe it or not.
So you're here in Kansas City. You're working with Hope Ministries?
Hope City, yes.
Hope City.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about what brought you here and how you're helping them.
Sure. So I met my wife doing Christian missions. And in traveling, working with different ministries, we came across in Kansas City, believe it or not, a place called Hope City. And that's just, I was blown away. I told myself I've got to be able to make it here one day and just be a part of this. And I'm grateful to be able to say that that's exactly what I'm here doing, living a normal life in Kansas City, but partnering with this ministry called Hope City, helping the homeless, helping the addicts, feeding people, clothing people, and putting them back on their feet.
So you've got some specific things. So if someone, you know, is dealing with a relative or a person who is dealing with an opioid addiction, they can read this book One by One and find the specific steps that you took to really become now a former heroin addict. Thanks so much for coming and sharing.
My pleasure. Thank you.